Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here on Tuesday, the 13th of May. As always, it's a Tuesday. Brian Bitler, Matt Fargo joining me today with some NBA free picks. Pacers and the Cavaliers, Thunder and the Nuggets. Before we get to these free pick winners, take a second, hit that thumbs up button. There you go, thumbs up. Maybe thumbs down. Maybe you're a Celtic fan. You're not happy. And you're gonna thumb down. Maybe you went against us yesterday and we went 2-1 and you ended up losing. You're gonna thumbs down us. That's all right. No worries there. Notification bell on so you know every day we come in with NBA free picks, perhaps Major League Baseball, maybe college football. You never know. We could come in here with a win total show next Wednesday in college football. Just to throw that Heisman race. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna do that in May. Again, these are our free picks, folks. If you want our best bets, again, free picks 2-1 yesterday. Our best bets, though, are at gamblersworld.net. Matt, Brian, myself, all locked and loaded here on a Tuesday. I heard somebody call it Torpedo Bat Tuesday. I think that's absolutely terrible. Don't ever say that. Don't mention that chat. We will ban you. I will ban you. And I never ban anybody. That is ridiculous nonsense talk. Listen. You want non-ridiculous nonsense talk, you jump onto a daily pack at $69.99. Get any cappers, total day. He could have hockey up, he could have NBA, he could have baseball. 3 separate deals, you get them all for $69.99. Cannot beat that. You want something a little long-term? We got you covered. 3 738 packages, all guaranteed, which means we show you a profit over that time, or we credit you back, and you go at it again. There is a leaderboard. You see the yearly leader. We see the sport individual leaders. We do videos. We come on and say, hey, good day, bad day. We're not going to come in and lie to you. We do not do that. We are real people. This is not AI-generated nonsense. Hi, welcome to the channel. Today, no, we're real people here. We yawn, we cough, so we freeze up. Real stuff, documented, win or lose, always the truth. We do have an NBA pass up. If you just want NBA through the championship, I believe it's $249. There you go. You know what? Maybe we'll have a special this week. We'll knock this down to like $199 after this round. We'll get you on board if you just love the NBA, which some people do. People just love the NBA. We got you covered there. So have fun with the NBA pass. But enough about the NBA pass. You want today's action? We're going to give it to you. Couple free picks. We're going to come at you with maybe some player props. First halves, I don't even know. It is a potpourri. It's like coming over with leftovers. Everybody's getting together in the backyard. We're going to talk about the games. Here we go, Brian Bitler. First up here, early action. Pacers, Cavaliers. Cavaliers somehow is still a 7.5-point favorite. I don't know why. You're down 3-1. You're urgent to win. I thought maybe the urgency would be after you went down 0-1 at home. You lost that game and you choked away a 7-point lead with 34 seconds left. Nice win on the road there to make it a game, and then you completely no-showed Game 4, down 48.5 as the 1 seed. Yeah. Brian, how was the weekend for you? What do you think about this game? What's the word, my friend guy?
Saturday was 5-0, but then I followed up with a crappy Sunday and Monday, so I need a good Tuesday. As far as this series goes, I hit it on the head in Game 3 with the Cleveland Cavaliers and then came back with the Pacers in Game 4. Now in Game 5, I'm thinking the Cleveland Cavaliers. You've seen the Pacers dominate this series, and really they've won, 5 of the last 6? Heads up between these two teams. Pacers have covered 4 of the last 5. I just think there's going to be – this number's starting to move down a little bit, but I think you're going to see a ton of Pacers money come in both on the money line and the spread. So for me, I'm going to wait until first tip and take a desperate Cleveland team, who I still regard as one of the better teams in the East. They're pretty deep. I think they're defense first, and I think that's what gets you far in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers, lay the points here.
Going to lay with Cleveland.
No doubt.
I get it. Listen, man, we're desperate. If desperate teams won, the series would never end. There'd never be a loser.
Look at Boston. Right? I thought they would cover, but they didn't.
Terrible injury there, by the way, for Tatum. And I know he's young. He's 27. but he's out all next year. And let's be honest, you're not going to be the same coming back from that injury, right? I mean, you're not the same guy. Sad. I hate when guys get hurt. You got, whether I like you, don't like you, coming back when you're a great player and you're not the same guy. It's sad to see. Like it's the old what could have been. What could have been Eric Davis.
Has it been confirmed it's Achilles? I checked looking out right. I hadn't seen anything.
I haven't seen it confirmed, but I mean it's
it's got to be right.
The Twitter surgeons, and Twitter. Listen, the people on X are great. They're doctors. They're medical experts. They're geopolitical, top shelf kind of people. So of course I believe everything they say. But there is one guy, like a doctor. I think his name's Morse or something. I follow. He's pretty. I think he's a real doctor. I don't know. I've seen him mentioned before. So he said it would look like an Achilles. I'll take his word for it. But again, until it's official. But you kind of know. We watch sports enough where guys kind of blow it out, and you're like, oh boy, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, just by the way he went down, you can just tell it's too bad. It was horrible, and just watching him leave the court, just crying in a wheelchair. It's freaking sad.
Yeah, I mean, you're having a game like that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that game tomorrow because send in the clowns, baby. The leprechaun is on life support. That's a tomorrow talk there. But Brian likes the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm just checking out Brian here on a Tuesday. He's got NBA hockey. I mentioned before for the $69.99. He's got it all covered. Apex on MLB, Titanium in NBA, the Strike Force. Look at the names of this guy. This is like
right.
a G.I. Joe
That's a
episode
new
here.
one. The Apex is my new one for today.
The Apex.
Like that's the height of the
Apex play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Apex, Titanium, and the Strike Force. Look at it. Great. Comes up with great names, too. Besides winners.
Remember that old tag team with Tito Santana and I forget what they were called, Strike Force. Tito Santana, I forgot who his tag team partner was.
Who else? We all know Tito Santana. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to look it up as Matt gives us his take here on Cleveland and the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm not touching this game, but if I did have to pick a side, I'm with Brian. It's a basic, bounce back situation, and I think Brian, you mentioned you're going to wait right till tip if you do play it, which makes sense because of Mitchell. I think he'd have to have a broken ankle not to play, but you just better be safe than sorry in that case. What I do like this game is I like Max Strauss for his 3-pointers. This is at DraftKings. 3+ -130 and 4+ +185. He has made 4 or more 3-pointers in 5 of the last 9 games. Last game notwithstanding, he only played 22 minutes because they were getting absolutely blown out. And another game was the first game against Miami. He only played 21 minutes because of the blowout in their favor. So he didn't get the numbers there. And it comes down to volume. I think he's going to get a lot of volume here. He's been playing a lot of minutes, again, notwithstanding that last game against Indiana and the blowout loss. He's been averaging, right around 30 points when he's on the court for the majority of the time. So I think he's going to get the volume, and depending on, how Garland's going to be, how Mitchell's going to be, how productive they are, he might get a lot more volume, a lot more shooting attempts this game. So I like his 3-pointers to go over. So I like 3+ -130 and 4+ at a good price of +185.
Player prop action from Matt Fargo. We have Max Strauss, 3-pointers made. It's scrolling. Here you come. Over 3 is +130. Over 4 is +145. I'm going to look at this game as a page play. I think I said this the other day. I had the Pacers on Friday. Same with the Knicks. Teams that are up 2-0, they went on the road. They were underdogs. They've been dogs in their games. In games 3, in games 4, they'll be dogs here. Games 5, and I just think, and I'll repeat myself, that's fine for a team, whether it's the Cavs or the Celtics, that's come in and win 4 or 5 games, and to cover all those games, I don't think it's happening. And I'm on the Pacers again here. I'm on the Pacers. I had the Knicks in the over last night. I'll come back with the Pacers here in this game as well. So give me the Pacers. Desperate, that's fine. The Lakers are desperate. What happened to them? Right out the door. Adios. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that NBA thing in 1 second. Now, as I mentioned, Bry likes Cleveland here as an official free pick. Player prop from Matt Fargo at Strauss. 3-pointers. You got Bry's got a triple header up for today. NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball. GamblesWorld.net. Matt, he's got 3 threes up as well. 2 MLB and an NBA. Not as fancy an enforcer. Oh, I got an enforcer play. It's not an Apex play, but it's a top play. The game of the month is always good to have. So be sure to get on with Matt today. Great day for the 69.99 when you have a game of the month on deck. Do not miss a game. Get them all. Gamblers Roll down at $69.99. Yes, the Strike Force. Rick Martel.
Rick Martel. I thought about it in my head.
Martel.
There you go.
Canadian. Yeah.
Apparently, they defeated the Wild Samoans to capture the WWF Tag Team Championship. There you go. It's that was in 1981, 82. That's crazy. Like he was in WWF from 80 to 82, Martel. That's it.
Well, he can't see, not to change the subject, but Santana was the Intercontinental Champion, and then around 86 or so. And after that, he teamed up with Rick Martel. So you might have been looking at Martel's first run.
Well, I'm looking at Martel's run here because then it went to that was back in he was in the WWF for that early run, and then he came back in 86 for his second run there, in the WWF. And now 87, 89 was this. Here we go. That's it. Here we go. The Strike Force. Bret the Hitman Hart. You got Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I mean, these are just great names. The Hart Foundation. Man. Yeah. Mr. Fiji. Oh, Mr. Fuji. This is great reminiscent here. Reminds me of watching USA Network back in the day.
Yeah.
All right. We can't go too off topic here, folks. We're sorry we dropped into the 80s. It happens sometimes. It happens.
My favorite decade, the 80s. For sure.
Yeah, it's the best ever. The movies are fabulous. I mean, just great music. I mean, real wrestling on a Sunday morning, not 7 days a week crap. It was a special occasion, like NFL. Monday Night Football, you sat around at 9 o'clock. You were lucky if your parents let you stay up and watch it until halftime to get the highlights from the day before. You didn't have that. There was no – you freaking spoiled brats nowadays. I don't care. You're going to be mad I'll call you. You are. You have no idea. Go outside, run around, sit in your house. Anyway, it's my mini rant on the laziness of today's society. Phones. Remember your mom had a phone? You were fancy if she had that little hook so she could just have it hooked on her shoulder while she ironed in the kitchen like my mom would. She had the phone and had a little pad on it so she didn't have to use her hand on it so you could iron at the same time. There you go. She still calls her phone a walk-a-phone. The cordless phone. They called it a walk-a-phone when we got in the house. Oh boy! All right, enough of that. Let's get on here, people. We lost the show. Sorry, folks. We gotta get back to OKC and Denver here. Matt Fargo, Denver 10.5-point dog, a total of 220.5. We've seen some unders in this game. We've seen some ugly basketball with low scoring. It was a 27-8 or whatever the heck the score was there in the first quarter. But then you saw a game where the Thunder put up 149 points. Who's showing up today in this matchup here? The Nuggets, you got to say, wow, you beat the Clippers, who everybody thought was the trendy pick, right? Like the Nuggets fired a coach. Who's running the show there? That'll be kind of a lost cause. They, as bad as they started yesterday, they could be up 3-1 here. They could be up 3-1. Do you have any faith in them covering this 10.5? Do you have a shot to knock off the Thunder here? I mean, we talked about Thunder the other day, 57 ATS wins on the year. I don't know. Is that good? I think that's good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, going back to game 4, that first quarter was 17-8. That was some of the ugliest basketball I've ever witnessed. I turned it. I didn't watch it anymore after that. It was garbage, absolute garbage. I actually have a premium on the side, one of the sides here, so I'm not going to tip my hand there. But for the total, so we have seen the first 4 games totals of 229.5, 230, 232, and 228. And obviously the last game they scored, 179, so it's very low. And now we're seeing a dip down to 221. Well, you know where I'm going. I'm going over. I think it's too much of a jump. Too big of a 7-point total adjustment. I think it's way too many points for a one-game span. It's basically based on that last game. You know what I mean? So, Denver has dictated pace the last two games. I think I saw they averaged 4 fewer possessions the last two games than they did during the regular season. So they've been slowing it down a little bit to try to keep OKC down. But OKC going back home, they scored 149 their last home game against Denver. I think they roll the offense, and I think Denver has to try to keep up with them here. I see this one going way over.
Way over.
Way over.
As you said, there was like a 232 out there to start in the series, and it's pummeling 12 points down to the 220, 221 mark. Brian, what do you think here?
See, I thought Matt was leading in exactly what I was thinking, and it was under because everything he was saying was like, yep, makes sense. I was thinking, 232 went under, then it was 228 went under. But now down to 221, to me, I still like the under here because I think both these teams, I'm a sucker for the under in the NBA playoffs, especially as the series goes on. And I just think Oklahoma City, they're good on both sides of the ball, but they're going to have to keep up the strong defensive play, and the Nuggets have to slow them down a little bit. So for me, I'm going to take the under here. I think it's a fairly strong play, and it's rare that we disagree, so we'll have to see which one.
No, I hear you. You bring up a good point about when it comes to the playoffs and playing the unders because coaches and teams make adjustments, and those adjustments come on defense, not offense. Their offensive game plans are going to stay the same, but they make adjustments on defense. So you're right about that. You make a good point about the further down you get in the playoffs, you might see teams get to know each other a little bit more, see their tendencies, and you make a very good point about that. I'm basically just playing the number.
And people love to bet the over in the NBA playoffs. And this is the late game where the books need to make I don't know. We'll see how the line moves, but
we'll see. Everybody loses the first game, come back to bail out on the second game. And what do they like to do? Faves in the over. But I'll be the tiebreaker on this.
It's like it's like the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College football in that midnight game or 11:30 or whatever it is, UNLV. And
we talk about this during football season. You are wired for the favorites and over, right? You think the team's going to win, they have to score points to win a game. Nobody's cheering for no points. There's no fun at it. Yeah, I hope nobody scores today. It'll be a fun game. Who the heck wants to? Who says that out loud and means it? You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, I don't need a lot of points.
I don't want to see anybody score.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree. But the average – even us, as much as we take dogs and unders and stuff like that, we're still wired like everybody else where it's like, oh, boy, I got to take the under in this one, right? You say we take it, I got to take it. You don't want to because everything in your mind tells you you're absolutely wrong for taking underdogs. That's why they're underdogs. But I'm siding on Matt here. I like the over. I think the adjustment is too much. Listen, 224 would be one thing. 220? And I know we've said in the past when it's like the lowest one on the board or the highest one, it's easy to jump into. But let's be honest, we saw 199 in Golden State. This is a basketball season where we've seen totals in the 246s and stuff like that. Now we're getting 199s, 208s. Now this is extremely low for a Thunder team that, gets up and down the court like gazelles, like nobody's business. But I'm going to side here, and for the show, we're going to make it an official over on this one. I know. Sorry,
they got killed last night on the. Remember, both games went over last night, and if that first game goes over, they're really going to hit that over.
Yeah, over to 221 is going to be a listed pick here. Again, we are 56 and 57 after 2-1 yesterday with the sides and the totals in that game, or yesterday's game. So 56-57. We have Brian's liking Cleveland today. We're going to call it 7.5. It could come down. It could go up, whatever. Show-wise, minus 7.5. Over 221 in OKC. We got the player prop, Max Strauss, 3 for plus 130, 4 for plus 185, 3-pointers made. I'm adding another one here. I got one in the chat as well. Here we go. Hartenstein, points, rebounds, over 19.5. So obviously, I think there'll be some points. I'm going with this guy to have a big game. I like this guy.
I like him. He's scrappy. He's like the old.
Yeah.
I'm trying to compare him to somebody off the top of my head from the 80s.
No, he's Thunder got some guys in there who don't mind doing the dirty work, and if you're going to get some rebounds,
Robert Parrish. That's who he reminds me of.
Imagine Robert Parrish,
do the dirty work. Yeah.
The Chief.
Wow.
I remember, it's funny. Like he was called Chief in the 80s. He had no idea until he got arrested with like 5 pounds of marijuana in like '96 or whatever. Like, oh, that's why you were the Chief, huh? Robert Parrish. All right.
Would you go with over points and rebounds? Is that what you said, Shawnee?
Yes, over points and rebounds, 19.5 there for me.
Just looking at it right now.
Again, folks, these are the free picks. Our best bets are at gamblesworld.net. I mentioned both of these gentlemen, Matt and Brian, both have 3 individual packages up today covering all sports. Top plays, game of the month, Apex top play, game of the month from Matt Fargo, Apex top play from Brian Bitler. The day pass is where it's at, $69.99. You get every single one of their games. Me, on the other hand, I got a 3-pack up. Again, NBA, hockey, if I use them, I say them here in the chat. I'm having an all right NBA season, but you got them here. So all I ask is to do the little thumbs up, notification bell on. You got my free play here as a free play. It's a premium play on the Indiana Pacers. I've been talking about them since Game 3, and if you've done that, you've won. If you took the Knicks yesterday there, as I said, 2 in Game 3, you won. Hit the thumbs up, you jackals. Cost you nothing. 5-1 day for me in baseball yesterday. Again, if I wanted to, I didn't pretend I knew hockey, which I'm 5-13 in the playoffs. Bad, right? We talk about great day in Major League Baseball. Yeah, 7-4, 0-2 in hockey for me. I'm done with hockey. If I ever take another hockey game on the site, remind me and I have to shave my eyebrows or something. Do something wacky. I can't.
That's what I was saying about the CFL last season. When I got to the point.
Why am I doing it?
7-13 or something like that. But
NBA playoffs, hockey playoffs have not been good to me. But you see everybody else's. That's why we have other cappers on here. They say how they're doing. Get somebody who's better in hockey. Get somebody who's better than me in NBA. I do not mind. That is fine. That's why it's a multi-capper site with a leaderboard. You see how we all do? You come on, we talk about it all the time. Make your decisions and make that smart money move. Get on board today, Tuesday, NBA, NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, all up and available right now. GamblersWorld.net. Matt Bragg, we'll see you tomorrow's Wednesday. You'll be back on the old WINS day. More NBA tomorrow. More NBA for everybody. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.